Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Behind the Struggle podcast. I'm your host, CEO, and I'm joined here with my co-host,
the one and only Alexia. Follow me on TikTok, Alexia. Don't forget my Instagram at LexiaLou and YouTube, Behind the Struggle.
Yes, and make sure you guys follow us as well on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Behind the Struggle, the same name. Subscribe to us on there. But that aside, today we're joined by our first music artist on the podcast.
First interview alert.
Wow. She's been a longtime friend of mine. We've actually worked on music together in the past, where she's featured on 2 songs with me. One on the Who Is CEO album titled Put 'Em Up. And now she's pursuing a solo career in music. So please welcome the lovely and talented Ally Ramos.
Bow, bow, bow. Hey.
Finally, some energy on here. Thank you.
Gotta edit that, though.
No, keep that in there. Chris is boring.
Bow, bow, bow.
Thanks, everybody. We're glad to have you on the podcast, Ally.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes, this is great. We've had lots of guests before, but this is our first formal interview. So Listen up, y'all.
So, Ally, before we get into the nitty-gritty, you've got 2 records out right now, correct?
Yeah. I was super nervous to take out my first, but now I'm on my second, and I'm like, I'm ready to do all this.
Okay. What are the name of the records in order, how they were released?
Yeah, so first is You, and the second one is I'm Just Saying.
Okay, and I'm Just Saying that's the latest one, right?
Yeah, I actually released that on my birthday, which was April 11th.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Aries energy.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
All right, guys, well, we're going to play a snippet of the song from Ally, I'm Just Saying, and then we're going to come back in.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm not playing, I'm just saying, to fire, to fine, I can't waste time, to fire, to fine, I can't waste time.
All right, guys, well, that was I'm Just Saying by Ally Ramos. Tell the people, where can they find the song? Where can they listen to it?
On all music platforms. So YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, everything and anything.
Hey.
There you go. Okay. So
that shit was catchy too. And the only way to get a song out of your head is to play the whole thing. So go peep that shit because it's going to be stuck in your head all day.
Hell yeah. I'm just saying.
Get those streams up.
So before we get into you writing the record, because that's what I'm personally interested in, let's go take a step back because
Interesting.
Don't interrupt me again. Let's take a step back.
You guys see this? Disrespect. Yo, this is about Ally. This ain't about you.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to Ally. You out here.
All right, guys, continue. Anyways, I'm just saying.
He's just saying.
Oh my God. Anyway, so Chris mentioned before that Ally was already featured on a couple of his tracks. So can you tell our audience how you guys even met?
Yeah, we actually were working together in New York Sports Club. And exactly how we met, I don't know. I was folding towels and he was like, hey.
I believe it.
So it started like that. And then how we started talking about music, I don't even know. All I just remember is one day we were by the entrance of New York Sports Club. We're probably about to close. And I'm like, I'm going to sing like the Fugees, Killing Me Softly to You. And I just started singing it. Yeah, I don't know how the conversation started, where it was going, but I started singing and I remember this. And he's like,
Chris,
hey,
I actually was like, this is weird. And then, oh, never mind, you got a voice.
Not at all. But all right,
no?
Continue. No, I didn't think that. But Alexa's version makes it entertaining. We'll keep it like that.
Gotta keep the drama alive,
That's it.
But yeah, so it was nice. It was nice that I was able to feel comfortable to sing around him, because at that time I didn't even like singing in front of people. But yeah, so then I ended up being on one of his songs after that, pretty much.
Yeah, so his album came out a while ago, so just wondering how long ago was this initial interaction?
Maybe 10 to 7 years ago.
Damn! No, I'm joking.
Okay, Alexia.
It is my birthday. I didn't say how old.
Yeah, I think
Everyone knows we're millennials.
it was unreleased. One of them is an unreleased song. It's called "The Overachiever." So that one, she did the hook and some background harmonies throughout the verses, and then the one that actually is on the album is called "Put 'Em Up."
I actually listen to it and I'll be like adding even more harmonies because when I first did that song with you, I was so nervous to be in the studio. Again, it was my first time and just things were happening. And I didn't understand like how to hear myself with the headphones or maybe have one ear out and just trying to figure out my sound while I'm in the studio.
Yeah.
So definitely I was like super nervous, and hearing it now, I'm like, I could have done that. Oh, I could have added a harmony. So, I super perfectionist here, but I'm trying not to be anymore.
No, sorry. Like, and it's funny you said it because I remember it too. Like, we took the bus, went all the way to PA. I booked the studio, and I remember I was gonna put you in the booth first so you could sing the hook. They could mix it, and then I could hop in and do the verses. But I remember you feeling like a little uncomfortable, and I was like, all right. I was like, I'm gonna record a couple songs. I'm gonna bang out the verses, and then while you kind of get comfortable and kind of warm up your voice. And I think I did like 4 songs, like before you like did it, and then I was like, all right, Alice, it's all on you. I recorded all the songs I needed. We just gotta do the chorus, and then I remember we like did a couple takes with that, but it was interesting. I mean, you've definitely come a long way.
Oh yeah, like seeing my own what's it called, growth.
Yeah.
Has been pretty crazy. I'm telling you, I would never sing in front of people. I just wasn't comfortable, wasn't ready for it, you know. I thought I wasn't a good singer, even though when I would sing to like a friend or someone, you know, they'd be like, oh my God, that was really good. And I'm like, thanks. Like, kind of like not accept the compliment.
That's crazy because I am not a good singer.
But she sings
I don't
anyways.
believe that.
But
I
I'm
love it.
not a good singer.
Keep it alive.
She don't care at all. She'll sing all off key and everything loud and proud.
I love it.
Shut up, Chris. Anyway,
That was such a good rebuttal. So good. Shut up, Chris.
so back to Ally because this is who this interview's about. So when did you kind of realize that you had a talent or you enjoyed singing? Like, what was the turning point for you?
So let's go back maybe 3 years, and I was going through like a relationship issue, and I had my daughter because I also have a daughter, and you know, I'm like a single mom, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I want in life? I kept going to music. I kept singing in the car. Freestyling is my thing in the car by myself or in my bathroom. I'm just freestyling to instrumentals, and I recorded myself. And one day I was like randomly going through like my files, and I saw that I had a recording, and I listened to it, and all the soul and passion and sadness I had in that one freestyle song, I'm like, oh, I would actually be listening to this, you know, like it was like really good. So I was like, all right, yeah. So like that really like I guess I boosted my own confidence, gave myself validation finally to like really say, I think I am a good singer. Oh wait, I am a good singer, you know, like. So it was maybe about 3 years ago that I kind of finally woke up.
Wow, I think there's a lot of power in that because how many artists can literally be not just be like, I'm good, but actually be like, I would listen to me.
Yeah, and I'm actually doing that with my songs now. Like, I'll be listening to my own music and be like, oh, this is the music I wanted to hear, you know? So it's fun.
That's
I think that's
cool.
something we do as artists, right? I think we try to create the things that we would like to see in the world that are not available, so we make them.
I mean, that's the goal. That's what I thought would be common sense, but some of these artists, you never know.
Yeah, it's funny you guys say that because, like, some of the artists that I listen to, like, they're very similar, and that's okay. You know, I don't judge. I support and everything.
Who do you listen to?
Oh, man. So, again, when my variety of music that I listen to, I like listening to new genres. So if someone shows me, like, a new genre, I'll go in and, like, find out all types of artists that do it, different styles. Is there different languages that do that genre? Because I like listening to new things and different and all that. But my main one is like neo soul or like R&B. So I would say Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, recent one, I hate that I mispronounced her name, Tinashe Sultan, I think, or Tasha Sultan. something like that. But like yeah, those
I
are like
you.
but yeah, so like very like neo soul, pop, kind of neo soul, like new upcoming R&B, if you want to say.
So you don't listen to rap?
I listen to rap. I just you can't ask me any questions about it really.
Just asking because I didn't hear you say CEO in your list.
Hey! Oh my
Wow.
god, I forgot. He had a tattoo of him here.
Imagine! Oh my god!
That'd be crazy. I'd be like so taken back. I'm like,
I'd be
whoa.
like, this interview is officially over. What's going on?
I'm like, we need to talk.
I'm like, we're moving this to YouTube immediately.
Immediately, we need the visuals ASAP.
Oh man.
So
that's
you said your genre then is more specifically neo soul R&B. What exactly is neo soul?
So I feel like neo soul is a combination of like.
Why are you laughing, Chris? Do you know the answer?
No, I just had a really bad joke in my head, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep telling myself because it's such a bad joke. Because you're
Let's
like,
keep it
no.
PG, okay?
she was like, what is neo soul? And I was like, well, you know the singer Neo. Just think of his soul, and
Hey!
that was that. But like I said, it was a
That
bad
Oh,
was so
joke.
corny. I could have fed it to my chickens.
It was a dad joke.
Thank you. All right, let's see. Keep your comments to yourself. Allie, back to you, please.
So corny, my chickens. Okay, so yeah, for sure. Like a combination of maybe R&B or jazz. Again, it might have like a little bit of pop I feel in there, or I don't know, like Erykah Badu does so many different varieties of neo soul that like I feel like I fall on her a lot, or like she is like someone I definitely idol. So
Interesting.
mhm.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't really mess with audio. I don't edit audio a lot. So forgive me for asking, but I feel like this genre and you, like, you know, meeting you and listening to your music, you have more of like a acoustic-ish feel. So is your voice on your songs like mastered or heavily edited, or like are there a lot of things going on?
So I feel like at first, yeah, because again, I was so nervous in studios that I'd like overthink things and be like, oh my God, I sound a little off here, or maybe pitchy. But again, I've been going more consistently and just doing it more. And now, like, all I have is just one part of the ear. What are these called? I forgot the name. Oh my God. Headphones to the side, and I hear myself a little bit. So yeah, I try to keep it as acoustic as possible. Maybe my first ones were a bit auto-tuned, but and also some of the artists that I collab with like to use auto-tune in their music, and I feel like if they have auto-tune and the other artist does it, it sounds a little off. So I guess that's added to the music, but yeah, I try to keep it acoustic as much as possible.
How many artists have you worked with already?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 6.
You ain't special, Chris.
Oh no.
I'm number one though.
You're next. Yeah, you are number 1.
See, thank you.
Oh, number 1 and next. Pause.
Wow.
Well, we might collab on a new song.
Hey, y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Indeed. So, Allie, you've obviously been singing before you even met me, and I know you have a background in opera. So, what got you into like music in the first place?
You have a background in opera?
Yeah.
What?
And I really loved it at the same time too. Like, it was different. I was like, how do I do this? But I went to high school for it and they taught me, and it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it.
That's crazy. I'm trying to hold myself back from asking you to give me an example right now.
Well, I have a song that I'm collabing with that I'm actually adding my opera in there. So yeah, maybe you guys will hear that song one day when they release it in their album. It's actually for like immigration, so it's really, really nice lyrics I've written, but they're also combining other artists into the song.
Speaking of lyrics, do you write all of your own stuff?
I do not. So I did
Oh.
have a couple ghostwriters in the beginning of my songs, of you. I'm just saying though, I added my verse because I felt like I'm understanding the vibe, and I was like, I need to add a little bit of me, even though everything was in my intention. So like I was like, yeah, I want to feel what's the right word, sexy but independent, or like what was it, the other, a humble bitch, you know, like, and the songs came out great, you know. I really liked the vibe that, I think his name is Stefan Alexander Lamont.
That's so awesome, because Chris calls himself a ghetto geek. So we got a humble bitch and a ghetto geek, and then me.
I'm gonna pull that punch all the way back.
Oh my god.
That wasn't even scripted. That was off the
I was about to take a crazy shot, but I was like, shut your damn mouth, Chris. So how'd you meet this guy that is ghostwriting for you, and how do you feel about the ghostwriting process?
So I was so desperate to just get into the studio and get a song out, because I've been saying I'm a singer, I want to do this, and I finally got someone I trusted, good amount of money for the studio time, and he was like, okay, I'll see you this day, just get me 2 songs or something. And I panicked. I froze up. I was like, I don't know what to write, and I don't know like what to do, and the date was coming closer, and he's like, do you have anything? I'm like, oh my god, I think I'll send it to you. Nothing came out of me. I honestly had a lot of fear of judgment hitting me, and what's the right word, imposter syndrome was hitting me hard too, because I'm like, how,
You had
like,
a hard
now
deadline.
I'm going,
Sounds stressful.
yeah, it was like, it was pretty, like, I really pressure myself, and I do great under pressure too, but I'm not trying to do that. But yeah, so he was like, you know what, like, tell me what you want me to write, or like have an idea, and that's where I came up with like a humble bitch, or like, you know, I forgot exactly what I said, but like the vibes were perfect. I was like, yes, I'm down, let's do it. The second song, like, I felt like it was too short, so I was like, you know what, before I release it, I want to write a verse, and that's what happened, and that's when I started writing my own music. Now I have like a couple songs that I've written, recorded, not released yet, but to release soon.
Okay, do you want to get more hands-on with the writing yourself?
Yes, but I do not mind having other writers. I've met a lot of poets recently that I would love to make their poems into songs.
So what is your process then when you are creating the music? Because I'm curious, because it seems like you're having, like, I guess you're not having the confidence yet enough to write for yourself. So I'm curious, like, what that process is like, because this is not like a flex at all, but like I don't have ghostwriters, you know, so
Yeah, no. Which
You've
is
got
fine.
different struggles than us, but it's still very interesting because we all on the struggle bus.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just trying to process that. Like, what is it like working with somebody else, writing this stuff, and then you, in a sense, reciting it, but still making sure you feel passionate in the things that you're saying.
Yeah, so definitely with Stefan, it was just the vibes were correct. You know, we both knew what I wanted, because of course he was helping me. And that worked out. That just worked out, and it was really lucky. But now writing my own music, how I started is usually I have an instrumental, or I'm meeting with an engineer who has a beat for me in mind. And I'll literally freestyle it, record myself, and then go back to some very quiet area, get a book, because I like to write physically, not type, and like pick out what I like in that freestyle, and usually that's what's been happening, and I've been writing awesome songs, great hooks, and
Okay, Lil Wayne.
and like
Wow.
but like I'm just really good at naturally singing a song. I don't think I can sit and like really like write before I have the instrumental around me. Like I need to hear the beat.
So kind of what you do is like you'll listen to the beat, and then you'll come up with the melodies and lay like these rough melodies down as a reference track, and then kind of
Exactly.
come up with the words afterwards.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, that's a process I've done a couple times.
Yeah. And it's working out for me at this point.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
So what are some of the struggles then that you've had to deal with being an independent artist that you were not expecting?
Yeah, so at first when I decided, I was like, hey, work, I'm going to cut off half my hours to dedicate it to this. And that was insane, because I dedicated every day to at least do half-hour guitar, half-hour piano, and half-hour to write and just get my mind ready to become this singer that I was like hoping to be. And then when it really hit me, I was just like, oh my God, like I'm really starting from beginner. Like and that's just the art, the craft itself. You know, with the music, learning how to like produce beats and all that. Then there was, oh, you need to make content and like promote yourself, and hey, maybe you should do a collaboration. Oh, you should get gigs. Oh, you got to plan all this and put it in a calendar. So like there's so many like hats I have to wear. I think you said that, Chris. Like you have to put on so many hats and like be your own promoter and all of these things. And
So you were doing this all on your own?
music business, music law. Yeah, I have to like YouTube it, research it, ask friends. I've even hit up a lawyer about like licensing, a music lawyer for about licensing and all that. I've been very lucky with my music coach. I'm sorry, my vocal coach who introduced me to this like older guy band called can't remember the name. I feel horrible, but they're a lot older and they a lot more experience in classical rock, which I've actually sung with them, and like he's like, yeah, you just have to like really like plan in details. As much as it sucks and the time and all of that, the more you plan in details and like plan for like backup if something messes up, because that's pretty much it. Like someone will cancel on you, maybe you can get a gig here, or maybe the beat that you bought didn't work out, you have to plan on making another beat. Like there's always something that can happen, but you can always plan for it.
That's so crazy how much is on the back end of like just even a quote unquote simple song that I'm sure the everyday person doesn't even realize. So thank you for this insight. I wanted to ask you too, do you have like more experience performing live?
I do. I actually am probably a better performer than being in the studio.
Oh, wow. So your stage presence, you're more confident in that. You're like really good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually want to double back really quickly because you were talking about all the things that you kind of have to do in wearing so many hats. Do you have a team or anybody helping you, like a manager or anything?
So I started off with a life coach who helped me out, like kind of like figure out what I wanted. Once I figured it out, then it was all on me. And I honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. That's when I kind of felt like kind of went backwards or took 2 steps back, if you want to say. And then I started being more vocal to my friends and family about doing this. And one of my best friends was telling me, hey, I've been in the makeup field for more than 10 years. She started doing like Sweet 16s to be in an SNL and doing makeup on there or in movies. And seeing her growth, was like, oh my God, I never realized it is possible as long as you're being consistent and you eventually get somewhere. So she's like, I'm going to help you.
Are you talking about Chelsea?
I'm talking about Chelsea, yeah.
Oh, okay, shout out to Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea Page moi. But so she showed me like her growth, and then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna help you with this. Again, we're gonna start off very beginners, probably gonna do a lot of free things, but you'll eventually get there and you're gonna get gigs where you're gonna get paid. And I've already had one gig that I got paid, so it's like it's pretty cool.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying it.
So she's kind of taken on the role of almost kind of being your manager in a sense.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. That's pretty dope.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always helpful, especially as an independent artist, to have some help. Because like you said, like we do wear a lot of hats. It's a lot to come up with, especially when you're creating the content. Then you got to focus on marketing and promoting the content. And a lot of times, like, people get so caught up on the creation process, they don't know how to market it because, like, you don't want to come off as, like, some narcissistic asshole. Like, hey, listen to my music. It's the best fucking thing you ever heard on the planet. And it's like, everybody says that.
I'm very sure that's exhausting because I'm experiencing it through watching Chris, not firsthand. So, but Chris cannot relate to this aspect. So now I'm curious, how are you juggling all this and being a single mom? Because you mentioned that in the beginning, and that's crazy.
That's true. I cannot relate to that. I can't relate to that.
So obviously she comes to half of my gigs, so she gets to be there and enjoy the music. And most of them are like flea markets and like other like street fairs type of stuff. So she's able to enjoy that. But I literally have to plan everything, prioritize, and when I am with her, be as present as possible, because this is my second job. Besides having a first job, then this is my third my third job, because my daughter's my first job, you know.
Okay,
and
I was
then
just gonna clarify because I was like, I was about to be like, yes, girl, and then you were like, you said something else, and I was like,
yeah, no. So it's my third job, basically, music. You know, my first job is being a mom. Second is where I get the money at the moment, and now my music is my passion, but it is my third job, and you know, I'll probably stay up a little bit late at night, or I'll wake up extra early in the morning. Because that's another thing. I have to add the gym for my mentality. So I go
kudos
the
to
gym
you
almost every
for
day.
all of that, because I'm not gonna tell anyone how to live their lives, but if you have a kid, like, that is your priority, you know? So if you're passionate about something, you're talented, that's great. That's amazing. Do whatever you want with that, but the kid comes first.
And I have great support with my family, too, to help me out with that.
You're pursuing music as a career now, I'm assuming,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So have you had, like, any doubts of all the things that you kind of have going on, that as far as, like, you know what, I may be putting in all this time and things may not work out the way that I want to?
Yeah, every day, but I don't let it control me, because it's just thoughts. They're not facts. They're not true, you know. They're just a cloud in my head going by, and I'm just going to let it go by. But yeah, no, I have the doubts. It's just like, again, what exactly I want before, when I decided I was a singer, was, yes, be famous, rich, you know, but now it's like, no, I really kind of just want to release music and collab as much as possible and enjoy performing, you know, like, that's something that I've realized I love doing, and I've been doing it a lot more too. So, you know, those doubts, yes, they come in mind, but then when I'm actually performing or singing to someone who's never heard me and they really like it, it all goes away, you know. It's like, this is possible. You know, and that might be in the way I'm picturing it, but in some way I will have what I want.
Well said. Well said. So besides this collab with CEO that you guys are plugging, what is next for you? What are you working on right now? What do you think will be released next for maybe someone to peep?
Yeah, so I actually have a lot of collaborations coming up, and a couple of single songs that I probably will release as well. You know, when you guys were mentioning my opera in the beginning of me studying music, I also do pop, you know, jazz, the neo soul. I'm in high school, I was a bit of rock, you know. I did classical rock with another band, so that's actually some things I might come up with. Classical rock, I might like do a single with that. I did that opera song that might come out in an album from another group that I'm collabing with. Hyper pop with another artist that I'm collabing with. Hyper pop, yeah.
What is that?
I'm not really sure, but I like the beat, and I'm trying to figure out how to, like, do something with it.
Okay, I was like,
What do you mean by
hyper
you're
pop?
not sure? Did they make this up, or?
It literally, like, when you YouTube a genre instrumental, that's what you can write. Hyper pop instrumental, and that's what you'll hear.
So I wonder if there are more, like, genders or genres at this point.
Wow. This person, yo. You know, I'm not even mad because my mind went to that, but I was like, I don't need to say it. And then Alexa's like, don't worry, I got you.
You guys just white chicks. I was thinking it, but you said it.
Like, don't worry, I got you.
I just say everything that I think, so it's fine.
I love it.
No hair on
You gotta
the
learn.
tongue.
I'm trying to learn to speak my mind sometimes.
Oh, I could just hang out with me for a little bit.
Allie,
You're in
don't.
Cali, right?
Chris is like, no, don't.
Don't do it.
I already got his sister, Allie. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding, Allie.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
It's funny. My sister's name is Allie. Your stage name is Allie. So about your stage name, what made you decide to choose like your actual government name instead of going with a kind of an alias?
How was Allie her government name?
Because it's just a nickname to Alexandra. You know, it's like,
Yeah, that's
what?
not a government name.
Chris is just a shortened version of Christopher. No one's gonna be
Right.
like, whoa. So
So your government name's not Chris, it's Christopher.
oh my God, someone's away with the specifics. Anyways, Allie, if you wouldn't mind,
just trying to help
answering
you
the
out.
question. Yo,
Semantics.
Sit down.
Yeah, so this is funny that you asked me that question. So, again, I wasn't sure was my path. You know, I've done music my whole life, grew up with it, and I never really thought of a name, you know, or becoming ever an artist. But when I did that collaboration with you, you actually would call me Ally. And you put Ally Ramos.
No! Don't give him credit.
And I just stuck with it. I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to stick with Ally Ramos.
Keep it going, Ally. It's killing her. I love it. It's killing her. Look at her.
So I never changed it.
She's burning.
That's
the Wicked Witch in the West.
Don't gas him up. His head's already so big.
Pause.
How could you, Ally?
Oh my God, I'm sorry. It's true though. I didn't know. And like my name was already on YouTube, and I was gonna collab with like this guy that did reggaeton, and he's like, "What do you want me to call you?" And I'm like, Ally, you know, like, so I panicked and I just stuck with it. So then now I'm 2 songs down with Ally, and I'm like, I can't change it now. So we'll see. Maybe I'll change it.
You got a point there.
Well, okay. I'm not even gonna front. I didn't even realize that I had a role to play in that.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, God, if only the podcast could hear my eyes roll.
Oh, my gosh. Wish you guys saw a video. She's on fire, like literally burning. She's like melting.
Oh, my
Chris
God.
calls me Slim Zuli, so he already coined that for me if I ever hop on a track. So I don't have a choice, yeah.
Slim Zuli. That's it.
Slim Zuli. I like that, though.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit more about how I inspired you. Not joking.
I told you.
Oh,
Because I want to see Alexia squirm. Not joking.
Pause.
Pause.
I just couldn't believe she was saying that. As it was coming out of her mouth,
I
I was like, no way.
I know.
Ally, don't let her sway her. That's the truth.
Now shut up,
let her
because
sway you.
hey, that's his sister's name, and we call her Ally. So he's like,
Okay.
"Oh, you have my sister's name, so we call her Ally. I'm gonna call you Ally, blah blah." So,
I like how Alexia created this whole other narrative in her head. Like, this is what we're gonna do, and it was just like, no, I'm just gonna name it that.
I just can't let her take that to the bank. I can't let her like make it big and then be interviewed on like MTV for real, and they're like, "So, why are you Ally?" And she's like, "Long ago, I met this guy, Lucy, and he called me Ally, and I kept it." Like, I have to be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
Wow. Okay. Well, speaking of inspirations, let me ask you this. The songs that you currently have out now and the songs that you are working on, what has inspired the content or the subject matter that
Great
you want to
question.
talk about on these records?
I approve.
no. Yeah. So,
Shut
I feel
up.
I
Welcome
thought
to
these were
Behind the
approved
Struggle, Ally.
beforehand.
Welcome to Behind the
Chris
Struggle, Ally.
Chris likes to literally take the rug from underneath my feet. So
I'm going to keep my comment to myself.
Oh man. So, what was the question again?
Thanks, Alexia.
I ain't do shit.
Oh
I'm making
my
this
God.
podcast easier to listen to.
Alexia's like, oh, Chris likes to pull the rug from under my feet. I'm like, Alexia likes to take over the car and just turn the steering wheel, just detour us. Like, whoa! Like,
At least
what's
you
going
know
on
how to
now?
drive.
Wow. My
Anyway,
question
Ally,
was, speaking of
what
inspiration,
inspires your music?
yes.
Okay. Definitely a
subject
lot of
matter.
my definitely a lot of the pain I've gone through in my past. So I feel
tell
like
me
I'm
more.
very Oh man, girl. So let's start at very young age. You know, unfortunately things happened to me that weren't wanted, and it made me become this person I didn't want to be throughout my whole life. So then I realized I didn't want to do this. So I went to therapy, got a life coach, went through a quarter life crisis, and you know, I now am more open and what would be like inspired by my traumas, and I'll kind of sing about it. Or
So the
No.
next question would have to be, do you like who you are now?
I love who I am. I'm
Woo!
fabulous. And I'm
Humble
learning to
bitch.
love myself every day. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
a humble bitch.
Humble bitch. Hashtag humble bitch.
You heard that, ghetto
Hashtag.
geek?
Yo, you got to make that one in the singles. Humble bitch.
Humble bitch, yeah, I
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
will. I like that. But yeah, no, so a lot of that. Again, I freestyle a lot. So any emotion I'm feeling that day, something that happened the week before, it'll probably come up in a song or, unfortunately, I suck at relationships, so a lot of that comes up a lot. And I'll just sing about like my sad times in a relationship or stuff like that. Yeah.
So if I dropped a beat right now, would you come up with something?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not prepared for a yes. I don't have a
Yeah.
beat.
Well, Alexia's gonna
ain't
beatbox a beat
bluffing.
right now. Alexia's gonna beatbox. Alexia,
Hey.
do a
No, I'm
beatbox.
not.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, all right. Alexia's gonna sing and Allie's gonna do the beatbox.
I could do the Snoop Dogg.
Psych! Hey!
Oh snap! All right. Drop it like it's hot. All right, we can't do that because copyright issues.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, Allie,
Yeah.
do you have any upcoming shows where people can see you perform live?
I am going to be performing in Middle Village at 4 Pure Heart Arts. And yeah, I'm going to do a couple songs there, probably the releases that I just did, the past two. And they actually do like freestyles and like they'll pick a word, you got to make a song out of that word, like performances. So I'll probably freestyle as well.
Wait, so where exactly are you even located? We never even discussed that.
Yeah, I'm in Long Island, but I was born and raised in Jamaica, Queens, New York.
Queen's in the building.
Ay.
So, do you have any plans for the summer with the music?
Definitely doing open mics as much as possible. Doing live shows. I've been trying to work out like a format email to like send to live bars when they do like live music, and trying to send that out. Yeah. But again, I kind of have to find my crowd because I have so many stuff to do and like music and all that. I just feel like it's not really I got to figure out the right type of songs for the type of crowd that I'm going to be in.
And what has been the response from the crowd from your shows or your performances?
Really good, actually. So like I said, I'm a great performer. I'm better than being in the studio. I just need to learn to maybe calm down a little more from hyping up the crowd because then I lose my breath.
Nah.
No, because I lose my breath and then I can't
Go
do
to the gym.
quality work.
Nah.
You see, Alexia is the kind of friend that you need when you're about to make a bad decision, but you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. She goes,
I
nah,
love
do
it.
that shit.
Yeah,
do that shit.
Oh, I definitely need you in my side of the team too. Then no, because sometimes I do dim my light a lot. I'm getting used to that, especially becoming a singer and being in performances. I dim my light, but I need to figure out how to light up correctly, or not everywhere and start a fire and be out of breath and look a mess.
Who cares? Can't take the heat. Get the fuck out the kitchen.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
I like
talking to
that.
the right person. Alexia's
Yeah.
a roaring flame. Like, that's it. She's a forest fire.
I don't read
No,
the crowd.
save the
crowd
trees.
better respect. Like,
Wow. So, Allie, in your experience, pursuing this path in music, because, as you know, the podcast is called Behind the Struggle. So, anything that you can embark on other independent artists who are pursuing music or even women doing singing that you've learned throughout this experience that you can kind of give them as gold nuggets?
Yeah, be consistent, be authentically you, and don't stop. Keep going. Just have that drive and no judgment. Don't have any judgment. And that's actually a question I keep on asking people too. Like, how are you not embarrassed, or like your family's gonna see it, or someone that you maybe don't want
you
them
ask
to.
people that? What?
Yeah, just to see how to like what that. What's that not give a fuck type of like mood, or like I give a fuck and I'm trying not to. So I'm trying to get rid of that. And I feel like if you're an upcoming artist and you're trying to do music, definitely don't give a fuck. Just do what you have to do and be authentically you and be consistent.
In your opinion, Allie, what makes a good song?
What makes a good song? I feel like a hook is always good, but sometimes lyrics can be a good song. The beat can be a really good song. You can have very few lyrics. So it's definitely how you're feeling at that moment. So I think a good song can be how you're feeling with it.
Would you say it's all of those components, or as long as they have one of them, depending on like whatever they're talking about, or maybe your mood, as long as one of those is good, or do they need to be all there?
I think if one of them is good, it's a good song.
So, Ally, where can people find you and your work and be able to follow your journey and whenever you're releasing future music?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Ally Ramos Music. And I'm pretty sure I have like a link tree in my Instagram. I also do like eco-friendly blogging, and I'm trying to also start a YouTube blog about all my animals that I have in my house. So
Ooh,
yeah.
Interesting.
I'll watch that.
Yeah.
That's at ALLYRAMOS Music.
Yep, Ally Ramos Music.
You heard?
All right, y'all. Well, that was the beautiful and talented Ally Ramos. Thank you once again for being a part of the show with us. It was a pleasure having you.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys taking the time.
Of course. And guys, make sure you look out for her future releases that she has coming out. You know, she's just putting the stuff out now, so she's going to keep rolling them out.
Now give us a quick little acapella.
I'm just saying.
Ooh!
I'm just saying. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm just saying.
There you go. Alexia, let's see you follow that.
She literally didn't even pause. She was like, okay. I was like, whoa. that was my impression because I can't sing.
Oh, no.
Nah, because my voice is thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Guys, don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Behind the Struggle, as well as
Aye.
Chris's music and my TikTok. Please check out Ally Ramos and all of her new content.
Boom, boom, boom.
And stay tuned next week because we have more stuff coming up. Behind the Struggle, y'all.
Behind the struggle.
Behind the struggle, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.